coming to the class, because the energy isn't me. I'm the facilitator. And I want you guys to understand that for you. You are the facilitators. You're the car. You know what I mean? And that really helps a lot with healing, because if you're taking it all on, what are you doing? How are you handling it? And then it goes through your own filtered subconscious programming. So if you don't believe somebody can heal, are you really serving them? So you've got to really let go and let God. I mean, and who is God? You. But it's confusing, and I know it's confusing. But God is in all of us. We are this infinite power. We are everything, and everything is inside of us. It's not outside there somewhere that you need to go looking for. It's all inside of you, everything. And even all this power is inside of you. It's not out there, it's in here. But with that, a lot of times we take things on. I mean, I think I talked about this in another class, but this is medical intuitive, so I'm going to repeat it here. And it's been such a good teacher for me that, we need to charge for our time and our experience and our learning. I mean, a doctor goes to school for 8 to 12 years. You're going to pay a lot of money to go see this doctor. How many years have you been practicing? How much money have you invested? You've got to honor yourself too. But again, back to the shaman beliefs is, if you believe you're the healer or that you have to take it on to get rid of it, it's going to knock you out. And then you're going to limit yourself to how many people you work with, because you don't want to take it all on. I have a friend that's a Reiki master, and she told me the story of the founder of Reiki, how he went to a mountaintop. I'm going to skip away all the way up to this. How he went to a mountaintop, spent 30 days fasting or whatever, came down and had this beautiful modality, and he walked around the town and healed all these people. A year later, all these people that were healed, a year later, he comes back to the town, and all the people that he healed were now sick again. Why? Because he didn't change their subconscious belief systems. So you can do a healing. And I'm going to teach you some magic over these next 5 days that I don't even know what I'm going to be teaching you, but I'm going to be teaching you some magic. Some stuff we've done before and some new stuff, whatever that's going to be. But you got to remember, you've got to change the belief systems by doing the activations. You have to, because otherwise it can be recreated. In the belief systems, it could be in so many different ways or compartments. And, I've really found that most things have to do with family, have to do with relationships, most problems. And welcome everybody. Welcome everybody for showing up. Congratulations to showing up and lining up with shifting your life hugely. So we're going to go into, now there's some of you that are first level practitioners, and then there's some of you that are masters. So when we break into rooms and stuff, the practitioners do one-on-one. You do not do groups. The masters can do groups. and we will go through some group healing on how to do a whole group healing. But the first level practitioners stick with the one-on-one. And I say this for a very important reason. You do not want to knock yourself out to really use your power, because you all have it. If I have it, you have it. If I can do it, you can do it. You know, isn't that what all masters have come to say on this planet? They've never said, look at me, I'm really cool. They've always said, if I can do it, you can do it. Because nobody's better than anybody else. Nobody. And if you think you're better than someone else, you definitely need to do the spiritual ego. So with that said, we're going to upgrade some golden seals. And I'm going to see what's going to happen today, because I did an upgrade for someone like a month ago. And the 6-pointed star, you know how you see the coins, the teachers, and there's like a hole in the middle, or when you're receiving the activations, this came in with like a 6-pointed star in the middle. And I went to give her 1 golden seal and she got 10, and they were different. And I was told to upgrade your golden seals. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but we're going to give you everything needed for this class, and what you're going to be doing with it, and how to expand. It's going to be expanding your consciousness, but it's also going to be expanding your sight and your connection to the hologram on this planet, in this matrix that we're in, so that you can really start to really see through it and be more like Neo. Dodge the bullets, or even get to the point where the bullets can go right through you and does nothing to you. You know what I mean? The golden seals, I saw them expanded. It's like each one was expanded. I don't know if anybody else saw that, but it's like, yeah, each one is like multi-dimensional in itself. You saw that, Patricia? Go ahead.
First, they showed me, they opened me into a Merkaba, like your 6-pointed started there, but only 6 points in 3-dimensional. So it was Merkaba. And they were first coins with holes. And then all of a sudden they all morphed into these 3-dimensional Merkabas. And then in the end, I realized that my column of light, which is normally kind of like an octagonal shape, it's got like flat edges to it. It was I was like almost like your symbol for sacred activation, only it only had 6 points with a circle, me in the middle of it. And when I got down to Mother Earth, she touches my third eye. I had this like energetic reaction, and she goes, look at it, look at your column of light now. It was all golden glistening, you know.
Oh, I saw the golden glistening.
Like so like magical.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's beautiful. And I just realized, oh my gosh, I just went through a major shift there, you know?
Yeah.
So that was really cool. That was my experience anyway. But I saw them coming in. They started coming in like super fast then when they changed. Yeah. And I don't think I got 50. I don't know how many, but it was way more than that. But I was like,
well, they're majorly expanded too. So like 1 is like 6.
Yeah.
I saw that, the expansion. I saw like the gold dust and like, you know, the Merkaba shape, you know, because that's really around your body. And I saw that all in gold and sparkly around everybody. I bumped all over.
Yeah. When you said that, you said that you saw it too, it was like, oh.
Yeah, I saw that too.
My mind.
Yeah, I'm all, oh, check that out. That's cool. It was on twice or something. And then I looked up and it was you talking. It's like, wow, you guys sound a lot alike. That was really interesting. Who else would like to share?
I'm having some body pains too. And I'm not sure if I'm getting arthritis or what is going on because I've had swelling and some pain in my hands for a while now, but now I'm starting to get it like in my hip to the point where I'm walking really funny.
Did you cut out wheat and corn, didn't you?
Um, right now I'm not on that strict diet, but I was before.
Yeah. I'd go back off of wheat and corn because it's with the fungus, it goes into your joints, causes arthritis,
Huh. I'm not
and a lot
really,
of pain.
I don't do much. I never really did do much wheat or corn.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, pasta, whatever on that spectrum,
yeah.
can really, really affect your body. And you guys, I keep sharing know the cause, know the cause, know the cause.com. If you're dealing with someone with a certain disease or name, you name an activation for it, and the energy knows what to do. It's intelligent. Just name it. And then it will discreate those energies around that. So, I don't have activations or deactivations recorded for every single thing. I mean, again, we're talking thousands and thousands of different activations, or deactivation to do stuff like that. So, if you need a name for one, if somebody has hypertension, then do that. If someone has, fungus and candida, again, I've always used the parasite one and the healthy boundaries for that. But you could call it parasites and fungus. But again, it's going to clear it out. But that's something that you want to slowly die off so that it doesn't overwhelm the body. And I would definitely do an organ rejuvenation with that. Because dumping stuff like that, drop weight and keep it off, you have got to really cleanse your body. Because otherwise, your body will not allow you to drop it off because it can kill you. So your body's protecting itself with fat cells, and it puts all of the stuff into the fat cells. And that's why when you're overweight and stuff working out, you feel really toxic afterwards because you're moving those toxins around. When you get tired, you've got to do the cleanses. You have got to kill off the candida. And if you have cancer in your body, it's fungus. Cancer is fungus. That's all it is. That's all it is, you guys. So you've got to do a cleanse, get the toxins out of your body, do an antifungal. The doctors are going to give you more fungus because they're going to give you antibiotics for this and this and this and this. I know. I was talking to my mom about it yesterday. Do you think she listened to me? Of course not. She listened to the doctors. I said, the doctors are trained by the pharmaceutical companies. They don't know. And if they do know, they can't tell you because they can lose their license. So a lot of doctors end up going to Mexico and stuff to practice so they can help. Again, Dr. Jennifer Daniels lost her medical license because she was using turpentine with her clients and they no longer were feeling, we all do what we are taught. And then sometimes we unlearn it and learn something different. And then we do that. Our next higher truth. I asked God, it was like a year or two ago. I'm like, God, I want the truth. I want the truth. And my answer was, your truth is your truth. And that is what is true for you. And it's like, that's so right. That was kind of mind-boggling for me. It's like, well, I had to think about that for a couple of days. Like, wow, you're right. So, remember that. And don't think you failed if you need to suggest somebody to go do something else. Maybe you're not the right person to help them. Maybe they need something else. There's a lot of healing modalities out there. Not saying that this doesn't do everything, because as far as I'm concerned, it does. But somebody might not be ready for it, or it might be too overwhelming for them. Or they might need that touch for them to feel that they're getting what they need. Depending on your license and stuff. I mean, I used to have a massage table, and I used to lay out Young Living oils. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. I'd put them on the chakras, and then I'd put crystals on them and stuff. So how long is it going to take you to do it? How long is it going to take you to heal? What do you have to go through, and what are you learning from it? Just like when my dad was laying in the hospital because he had back surgery and he just couldn't walk anymore. And my stepmom wouldn't let him be at home because she didn't want to have to take care of him. So I went and saw him, and I said, Dad, you don't have to do this. You can leave. Because he was like withering away to nothing. And you know what he said to me? Oh, but there's so much to learn here. And I went, wow, you're right.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay. I just, from my personal experience, I think to go to the idea that somehow that an illness or sickness or tumor or growth in your head is a negative, or it's bad, or something to be healed right away. Sometimes the beauty is in the experience.
Exactly.
Is in the experience of it.
What I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think we tend to go to this. Oh my God, I've got this. I've got to fix it. I got to heal it. But sometimes that process is in just the living with it and going, wow, okay, and loving it. It's all you. It's all you.
Exactly.
It's super. I think that's a very, very powerful perspective.
Yeah.
And from my own experience, it was a very powerful perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, Patty. And exactly, because that's exactly what it is. It's all learning.
Yeah. It's nothing more. Nothing more.
No, there really isn't. I mean, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
We're learning. Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 4, medical intuitive class. I want to check in with everybody and see how you're doing from yesterday. We didn't get to talk after you did the organ creation within the grid. How was that? What was your experience?
It was
Who wants to share? Go
I
ahead,
will.
Cindy.
It was totally awesome. I got for Tammy just her left kidney. And so we did that. And then I got sibling rivalry to run between the two kidneys and something to like balance like the workload they had. And then when she did me, she got my left ovary only. And I'd actually been feeling some pain there last week. And
Yeah, it was coming up for clearing.
yeah, then she balanced the energy between my two ovaries and all that stuff. But it was interesting that we both just got, the left.
Yeah.
So, or actually, it was my left eye. Sorry, I think my left ovary was somebody else.
Good. And the left side is receiving and also female.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah. Who else would like to share? Thank you, Cindy.
Well, I think I partnered with Noreen, and for her, it was liver. And it was so interesting to see when I put the new liver in, all the other organs like the stomach and everybody caught hands with the liver And they were actually celebrating. It was like Ring Around the Roses. And I heard to run family constellations for them. So it was really cute.
That's amazing. Isn't that amazing? And you know, all the organs, of course, do work together and are all connected. I mean, everything's connected. So when you did that healing on the liver, or replaced it with a new positive blueprint, shifted everything, didn't it?
And then I got the second one also. I got her heart. As soon as I'd finished the liver, the heart came up.
Yeah.
And it almost was like burnt to ashes. And when I recreated, there were these golden strands that spread all over her body from her heart.
Wow.
And they came up atop of her head like branches from a tree. And there were these golden hearts dangling from each branch. So that was really beautiful.
That's really beautiful. Patricia, go ahead.
So for that last breakout session, it was Suzanne, Evelyn, and I. And for Evelyn, she worked on me and she got my spleen. And so she replaced the spleen. And then she said later when we were talking that she saw blood coming out of it. And I said, well, you know, spleen is notoriously known as a trauma organ. You get into this, you experience some kind of major physical trauma and it ruptures and then it's removed, right? And I said, I've never had that kind of trauma in this life. So Suzanne was saying, well, possibly it's a past life issue, you know? And so I got to thinking about that. And, you know, I just wanted to ask you, is it supposed to be our intent to only work on what's going on, like when we're working with clients, I mean, not for the class, but.
No, it's wherever. I mean, that's what the Sacred Activations does. It's wherever it is in your timeline, it's going to clear it.
Okay.
Or in your DNA from your genetics.
Yeah. And then the other question I had was already addressed a little bit. Sometimes when you have pairs of organs, one's the dominant organ and one's like the, I don't know what you would call the other one, like with the kidneys. And so I was just wondering about that, but I'm taking from what was said just a few minutes ago to ask if they need to be reharmonized. When you replace the one, do you reharmonize? You know,
you can, yeah, and just connect them and see it all go. You know, you can run the flower of life activation to do that, the fruit of life, you know, and also total body connection is so important because so many of us aren't in our bodies.
What I did was I asked if anything else was needed for the whole body, you know, or for the kidney, you know, with respect to any of the other organs. And I heard no, so I left it at that. But I didn't even think about the fact until last night afterwards. I was thinking, yeah, I replaced the left kidney, and the left kidney is the dominant. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the one that they say is the dominant kidney. So I was wondering, oh, gee, I wonder if I would, you know, should have done something. So I just wanted to ask that. This was so cool.
Guys, I want you to also work with stem cells. Imagine stem cells is going into a certain area of the body. Also the telomere, see the telomere ends opening up because they start shrinking as you age. And I want you to see them getting nourished, right? With light, and see them opening up and re-expanding. Bringing stem cells in and activate collagen and whatever's needed for the cartilage or whatever to generate the joints in the body and the disc. And if anybody has a slip disc or anything like that where they're having disc problems, you can use this in that area and it will regenerate. I was supposed to have had back surgery and neck surgery, and I'm totally fine. I had this other girl I was working with, and she had curvature of the spine, and almost every single disc was out, more than half. And after working on her, and this was several years ago, a test showed that all of them were fine and healed. And the doctors are normally going to tell you that can't happen and you need surgery. They can all regenerate. Back, knee, elbows, neck, all of it can regenerate. So, Michael, I know you weren't here yesterday. I'm just going to really quickly tell you, and whoever else wasn't, is you're using the like flower of life energy, you know, that pattern, this pattern, like in a 3D ball or like a box, and you're seeing new organs being created. And then it's going in and shifting the energy out from the other organ, and it's replacing it. And it's the not the person's soul's blueprint, but the highest blueprint for them. Because if there was a lot of other past life stuff and stuff, we don't want to recreate that energy in their blueprint. Hey everybody, welcome to day 5 of medical intuitive training. Super excited about today. It's funny because we haven't been running a lot of activations during this class, and I was told to start with some activations, and then we'll continue. Do all the heart activations, and also nervous system upgrade is really important for this class, for the elevation that we're going to be reaching this weekend. So, nervous system upgrade, the flow of life, which is your bloodstream. So I want to do that. I don't think we've ever done that before. The golden heart, the diamond heart. And these are just heart expansions and lining up with the complete truth of the universe. And also nervous system upgrade, because we're going to be doing some heavy duty stuff and we don't want to shift your nervous system super fast. We need to upgrade you so we don't blow you out. What's up? Oh, Jay, you muted yourself. Okay. So before we start the activations, I want to connect with everybody and see how you're doing. I know a couple people are still knocked out and not joining us today because they're still processing from last month when we were doing this. So how's everybody doing? Do they have any questions? Do you guys have any questions or concerns or anything you would like to share on shifts that have been happening over the last month? Go ahead, Patty.
Well, so I called Tamra because I was pretty sick and just had a lot of processing through. Of course, it was the holidays, and of course, I had a house full of family. 2 days of the holidays, I was entertaining 25 family members. So a lot of the things that we had been addressing or clearing or obviously came up. And then I got pneumonia, and I later found out it was both viral and bacterial pneumonia. So I got wiped out. I'd say I definitely went down for the count. So I was pretty silent, just trying to stay with what was happening in my life. And I caught myself going through stories and old patterns and so feel much better, feel a lot more alert and awake, and not quite back to 100%.
Good transformation, honey. You know, I mean, sometimes things get worse before they get better because it's all of our stuff coming up. And sometimes we have to do a real deep dive to let all that stuff go before we can transform to that next level. And sometimes that happens to me too.
I just want to share that after our last class, it has been quite a roller coaster in terms of acne breakout, especially on the third eye. It's crazy. I had quite a breakout when I was teenager, but never this crazy. I used to use her products, like herbal products, but I was so desperate. I even bought the chemical product for the breakout because it was all over the place. And at the last month of December, I start a lot of questioning myself whether I was a good healer, and a lot of difficult clients, more difficult than it used to be, came. Someone that almost died, someone that overdosed because of drugs, someone who's disassociate a lot, and all of those things. It gets better now, but also have a lot of questions based on those experiences as well.
Wanted to say thank you to some of the people in the group that did some amazing heart healing work for me right as we ended the training, the previous classes, because it really helped me get through the holidays and do some really deep trauma healing. So it was my first holiday without any family really. And my mother had transitioned in August, and my father had passed had taken his life when I was 10. And then I had a brother who was really not in my life. So most of my life, I kind of raised myself and spent it with friends that became my family. But, over time, that doesn't always stay. Those people aren't through your entire life. Yeah. So anyway, some of that great healing work we all did in groups was really fabulous for me. It was a hard time, but the trauma that I was holding inside did come up. And I had to do a lot of self-care and work through that. And then something really interesting happened. I was running some activations on myself in January, just maybe 2 weeks ago. And I stood up in my office here. This room is like kind of my office. And I looked out the window right after I did like something really significant where I felt like a big part of me died, like I was starting over, really renewed. And I looked out the window, and right out my window was the front door of another townhouse where I live. And the people that moved in there turned their house into a hospice care for their daughter who had cancer, who was dying. Just a few months ago, right after my mother had passed. This was just the strangest scenario for me. And I was, I cared very much about it, but I didn't know them. And I was trying to sort of be a healing presence, right here for that little bit. And I barely look out there at their front door. It's noisy. I wear these headphones, block out noise. But at the moment I looked out there, just as I felt that feeling of like an old part of me died, a new part of me came in, a hearse must have pulled up, or some kind of, like a car that was picking her up in a stretcher. She had died. And I didn't really, I didn't know. But the moment they were arriving and going in the steps to go get her was the moment that I looked like up out the window and saw that moment of these men dressed in suits coming to get her. And I just like the timing was so odd. I just, not really odd to me because it was like so symbolic, but it just brought up so much in me. And I thought how unbelievable that is, and I lit a candle and I helped, her transition. I kind of felt like I was helping her transition, even if she had transitioned maybe the night before. But it was just so unbelievable how emotional that was for me. And that was just maybe 2 weeks ago. And then I've been working through the closing of the sale of my mother's home and all these things that I've had to continue to put myself in situations that would be so emotional for me, so painful, and they were much less painful, much less heartbreak, and I could move through them better. So I feel it was thanks to, the work we were all doing together during December, and, some of the people who recognized that in me and did some really good healing for me, and also what I learned while I was doing that healing I did. So just want to say thank you so much. It's been a big, big healing.
That's awesome, Suzanne. Thank you for sharing that.
We
It happens.
to run all the activations or break them up?
We'll do them one at a time, but we will run every single one of them in this time. So I think the other lady's going, so you're the level 1, Suzanne. Do you want to start? Do you want to run sickness scares me on somebody?
Sickness serves me.
Uh-huh.
Sure. Who should I start with? Who would like to?
You can pick anyone. Nobody's going to say no.
Yeah.
I'll go.
You can run
We
it
could-
on.
I have a
Lisa.
question. I have a question.
Go.
While she's running it to one person, could one of the masters or whoever be running more to the rest of the group at the same time?
Yes, we can. We can.
Then we're using our time well?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so Lisa, I'm going to run Sickness Serves Me on you, okay?
Great.
All right, so.
I'll run it on the rest if you're okay with that.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
And so Lisa, connect down to Mother Earth, heart chakra. Ground down as if your roots are going 5 miles down, 5 miles wide. Now Lisa, connect back down into Mother Earth. Bring that beautiful energy up your body through your chakras, all the way to your crown. And then gently place it back down into your heart. When you're ready, open your eyes and come back.
Well, that energy's
Huh?
changed.
Lovely. Yeah.
Wow.
It is, I've been running a lot of activations on my clients. I'm a massage therapist and I'm also a hypnotherapist. And this is the most intense I've ever felt. The energy was really powerful.
Yeah. Well, yay for upgraded seals, huh?
He will take them. That definitely ran differently for me. That was really intense. I ran that on a client a couple of weeks ago and it didn't feel anything like that. So there's definitely been some upgrades in that one.
So a few years ago, I had someone who ran like this, activated this thing in your DNA to help you not get sick. And I haven't been sick since, so I wasn't sure what I would get out of this one. But I felt it and saw it in my intestines. And then I saw it in my head. Like it was almost like my brain had these bands around it that it was limiting it. And they broke.
Yay.
Nice.
So who knows what's going to happen there, but that's what happened.
No limitations for you.
Right?
I'm glad you said that because I also felt the seals and this activation in my lower stomach, my lower back, kind of as if they're straightening out my lower back. And I know that my chiropractor said there's a weird curve in my back. So yay.
Yay.
Awesome.
Okay, so somebody else want to take a turn and just do the next one? Everybody else is a master, yeah? Okay.
Alicia?
Who wants to go next?
Oh, Alima. Oh, Alicia Gomez.
Yeah, I can do not enough.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I have a question. Do we just want to ground once and then stay in the energy and then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to invite you to go into your heart. And then down into Mother Earth heart chakra. And this sacred deactivation of not enough begins now. And I can see all of you now shining with this brilliant light. Beautiful. Who's next?
I can do the witchcraft. So from your heart space, whatever that brings up, into your consciousness, your subconsciousness, your past lives, your future timelines. And the consciousness and the unconsciousness of the group. The art's consciousness and unconsciousness. Okay, whoever wants to go next.
I'll do heartstrings. Remembering to take deep breaths. Ensuring we're connected through our heart down through Mother Earth. Running the sacred activation of heartstrings.
Thank you, everybody. My head is
Thank
spinning.
you. Wow.
Thank you. That was
Thank you,
so
everyone.
powerful.
It's so many changes, so many changes.
Wow. It was incredible. Really.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. I saw so many things. Oh, and I heard burning ring of fire.
Ooh, ouch.
No, it was like, it was during the, I know it sounds bad, but in
No,
the
good.
healer's power, I was gifted a golden staff that had this big crystal on top that had the universe in it. And it was still within that one that I heard like the burning ring of fire, but it was almost like it was burning through,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Did anybody else notice that? Like, I know when I was doing heartstrings, it came in and then it was like a, just
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Lots of bursting free.
Yeah, everywhere. And healer's ego was interesting. I got you need to have an ego to do the work too.
Yes.
Bump it up.
Right. The positive ego. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's your amigo. Your ego's your amigo. Right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I don't see anything. I just feel the energy. The only thing I'm actually, since I've been doing sacred activations, starting to see things, glimpses of things. And the only thing I saw is, I'm assuming it's the eye of God. He keeps popping up, the big eye of God. And
beautiful.
But I feel it. I feel the energy so powerfully, but I don't hear things or see things yet, but I'm sure it will come.
That's the word, yet.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
know.
it
I
all
was going to
starts.
say
You'll
yet.
get more and more and more.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm open to it, and whatever comes, I know will come at the right time. So I try not to be impatient because I know that will block me.
I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah.